Okay. I initially wasn't going to do this story, but it kind of intrigued me because this video is so funny that I'm like, fuck it, I got to do it. It's basically that straight pride parade that was held a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago in Boston, and of course Antifa had to show up and do what they normally do. Of course, they were arrested. What happens next is hysterical.
6 o'clock, dozens of people arrested during the Straight Pride Parade in Boston faced a judge today, and that judge did not hold back. WBZ's Christina Rex was in the courtroom where many protesters were actually hauled away in handcuffs.
Good! About time we start arresting Antifa.
What Straight Pride has done.
6 people.
No, this is not what straight pride has done to us, you fucking retard. This is what you chose to do. You weren't allowed to peacefully protest. What you're not allowed to do is break shit and beat the fuck out of people.
People taken in handcuffs out of court, ordered held on cash bail or without bail.
Oh, wow. Boy, that look on that kid's face. The first time he realizes mommy can't save him this time.
By a Boston judge.
Now, I would say daddy, but let's be honest. He don't know who his daddy is.
Some of them shocked, as they had already been arrested and released by Boston police over the weekend.
Yeah, but being arrested and released is not the end of the process. You still have to go to trial. Like, if it's a speeding ticket or something, that's one thing. That's, but you still have a trial date, believe it or not, if you want to fight it in court.
There were
The Blue Hair Brigade is there.
18 in total in court Tuesday. A handful are charged with assaulting.
Ooh, boy, that dude has long hair. If he can't get out of jail, those motherfuckers are going to turn into pigtails. And you know what pigtails turn into?
Police.
Handlebars in the shower.
As they protested Saturday's Straight Pride Parade. Others are charged with disorder.
Oh, boy, we got a fucking winner there. Jesus. Where is this dude's chin? Fuck. Stop eating soy. You might grow your chin back.
Early conduct. Those charges, prosecutors tried to get dropped.
Well, wait a second. What?
Those charges, others are charged with disorderly conduct. Those charges, prosecutors tried to get dropped.
Why does the prosecutor want them dropped except she looks like a dumb, stupid leftist bitch? No, they can get charged. Disorderly conduct doesn't carry a great penalty with it. Some community service, maybe a fine.
Motion's denied.
But the judge
Good for the
upheld
judge.
all the charges.
We couldn't be happier at the moment with the judge that's on the bench.
Members of the Boston Police Patrolmen's Association were grateful the judge went against prosecutors' wishes. As they say, 4 of their own were injured during Saturday's parade and protest.
Many officers were assaulted throughout the day with bottles of urine being thrown at them, bottles of chemicals.
Yeah, I have news for you, Antifa dipshits. If you milkshake someone, that's assault. Now, I'd never charge you with assault because I would have turned around and beaten the fuck out of you. But no, throwing a bottle of urine on someone is assault. And if it's a glass bottle, it's assault with a weapon. Good job thinking this through.
But protesters say the police used excessive force while arresting 36 people.
You threw a bottle of urine on them or chemicals on them. In fact, if it's chemicals, that's an assault with a weapon. Yeah, they're gonna get a little rough with you. Sorry your mommy never slapped you, but welcome to the real world, bitch. And again, I say mommy because let's be honest, none of these kids had a dad in the home.
No peace! Straight pride! He turns around and he starts striking me.
Some
Soy boy!
tell WBZ they want an investigation and believe the police were getting preferential treatment in the courtroom.
The prosecutor was going against the police attorney. Like, what? She tried to get your charges dropped. What do you want? That they didn't just let you go because Orange Man bad and you can't handle it and this is disturbing your safe space or your mental health? By the way, can everyone shut the fuck up about mental health? Yes, some people have mental health problems, but of all the people claiming it, 99% of them could just do with a little bit of toughening up. Yeah, sometimes life sucks. That doesn't mean you get to spend the day in bed and cry about it. Oh, wait. Did I go ahead a couple of seconds? I think I did.
Hoping to convince the DA that this is a serious... We're here hoping to convince the DA that this is a serious matter.
It is, because first they started with milkshakes. I mean, in Portland, Oregon right now, businesses fly black flags or have a black flag on their windowsill to let Antifa know not to break their shit. What the fuck is that? Why do we have mob rule in an American city? Now, yes, the governor and the mayor, the governor of Oregon and the mayor of Portland have cut the cops' balls off. But how long before either A, Portland becomes a fucking ghost town, or B, because let's be honest, none of these Antifa fucks have jobs. Or B, they elect somebody, like me, that would literally tell the cops, they get unruly, beat the shit out of them.
All in all today, 6 people were taken in handcuffs. The rest were sent home. They'll all be back over the next couple of months.
Let's be honest, they were sent back to their mommy's basement.
We did reach out.
By the way, could this news thing call them what they are and it's Antifa?
To DA Rachel Rollins for comment, but we did not hear back. In Boston, Christina Rex, WBZ News.
6 o'clock.
All right, that ends this one. Okie dokie. We're live streaming the, apparently there's been a verdict reached in the Darren Chauvin thing.
Seeing a new wave of legislation intended to effectively criminalize protesting. Now, this is in
No, he's criminalizing rioting.
direct response to the Georgia...
I mean, I'm sorry, but when you call the Capitol guys insurrectionists and the people who set up the Chaz Chop Zone just peaceful protesters, well, I'm sorry, we got a problem. They're not silencing anyone speaking out against. They're silencing someone speaking out against while they throw a brick through a window. Fuckhead! Well, then, geez, maybe the protesters should keep other protesters in check. That's a way to boycott it, or hold them down and call over police so that these people can be arrested before they cause a riot. Gee, do you think that works?
ACLU lawyers say the sweeping protection of memorials and monuments is also chilling. Pulling down a Confederate flag, for instance, could lead to felony charges and 15 years in prison. And the bill's protection of violent counter-protests...
Well, unfortunately, it's not your flag to pull down, now is it? Is it? Somebody wants to hang a Confederate flag in front of their business, that's their right as the business owner. Tough fucking titty.
Be very clear about what this is. This is an anti-protest bill.
And watch this type of bill go from state to state to state to state, leaving only cobalt blue states. Watch this bill go from state to state to state to state. This is an anti-riot bill, not an anti-protest bill. Because you fuckers think silence is violence, but looting is not. Black Lives Matter wants to burn shit in the name of racial justice while burning a bunch of black-owned businesses. Yeah. Let's make the black community better and get it out of poverty. Oh yeah, we just burned every job these black people worked. It's like that one big fat black bitch with weave in her hair saying, "Fuck your Hall of Fame! Fuck your Target!" It's like, last I checked, black people need shit at Target too. Call me crazy, but I believe black people need some shit at Target too. Be it food, diapers, or a TV.
Incredibly transparent. This is an attempt to send a message to everyone in Florida. Hey, if you don't like that black and brown people are being targeted by the police and
They're not. The cops kill twice as many white people. Shut up.
racially profiled,
They're not. Shut up. I love this guy. Mr. Socialist has his videos chock full of ads. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Jackass, could it be that, here's the thing, black men make up 6% of the population of the United States of America. Now, of that 6%, I'm willing to say that about 98% of them are good tax-paying citizens. Hell, I'll go 99% of them are good tax-paying citizens just on all they want to fucking do, get up, go to work, come home, eat a good meal, get a blowjob, go to bed. That's all they want to do. But that 1% that I've left off, that 1% of a fraction of the population is responsible on its own for over half the violent crime in the country. Do you think maybe that has something to do with police presence? Also, the reason maybe black people get picked up for marijuana possession or usage, and in truth, I don't think drugs should be illegal. But I haven't changed the law yet. I mean, I'm the Lord of Patriarch. I'm supposed to be the head of this bowl of fruits and nuts. You know, but they smoke it outside. White people smoke indoors. Or they eat brownies.
maybe we say that you
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but how the fuck this is just to combat Antifa's bullshit. They're all dressed the same, they all look the same, so you can't prove what specific people did a crime. Well, guess what? Fine, fuck it. We'll do broad-reaching shit.
are mutually assisting.
And by the way, thanks to asshole fucking twinkle toes like you, guess what? More laws like this will be enacted.
To freedom of speech. And I'm wondering,
So how long do we let an unlawful assembly go on? How long? 10 minutes? 10 hours? After they burn half the fucking city down? 10 days? Till they set up Chaz Chop? Or a year? Like they've been doing in Portland? You four-eyed fat.
where are all of my free speech warriors? Anyone who is in my mentions on Twitter who calls me a pro-censorship authoritarian because I thought that Trump should rightfully be banned from Twitter for inciting an insurrection.
Oh, give me a fucking... Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! You can't hold those people to a different standard than Antifa. Fuck you! And right there, any credibility I might have given you is gone. I have to get off of him, otherwise I'm gonna get a goddamn channel strike. Well, I'm not drunk. At least not yet. When I ever shave my head, it depends. I lose much more coverage. Stephon Walker, I'm gonna have to. I'll just say to everyone in Minnesota, load your fucking guns. Yeah, okay. Protect people first, but property comes at a close second. Yeah, I know Antifa and the socialist fats that watch my shit are gonna hate that, but no, property is important. Find out if my city's still standing.
We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 1, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this
Wow!
2021 at 1:44 p.m. Signed, juror foreperson. Juror
Wow, I did not expect that.
p.m. Same caption. Jury foreperson.
Wow,
juror
I was
1
not
night.
expecting guilty.
Members of the jury, I'm now going to
I was
ask you
expecting
individually
maybe
to give your
manslaughter.
true and correct verdicts. 5. Are these your true and
Oh,
correct
yeah.
verdicts?
Yes.
They'll riot to
Jury
celebrate.
79. Are these your true and correct verdicts? Are these your true and
And that's
correct
the other
verdicts?
thing.
Yes.
Now more cops are
Jury
going to
number
quit.
91. Are these your true
And they're not
correct
going to be able to
verdicts?
find
Yes.
ones to replace them.
Juror number 92. Are these
So many cops are going to quit because of this. There's unintentional consequences. I was not expecting this. Wow. I didn't think they'd get murder too. I don't think they had a case for murder too.
with the guilty? We're adjourned.
No big black mama saying, "Baby, I still love you." Well, all I do know now is you probably won't see riots. And you're going to see a lot of police officers resign. Because remember, being a cop is a job. It's not like the military. You can quit anytime you want. So in either case, this ends up badly for the good citizens of Minneapolis and Minnesota. So I guess that's where this ends. And I'd love to stay on longer and analyze and discuss, but unfortunately I have to go start working on dinner for the family. No, I wouldn't want to be a cop either. Who the fuck would want to be a cop? You do your job and you're convicted of murder? What the fuck are they going to have to do now? And this is precedent. This will set precedent. Yeah, oh, fuck you, Music Combo. You don't want people to arm themselves, and you want the cops to be cucks. Guess what happens? The criminals rule, motherfucker. I still say this. George Floyd died from a fentanyl overdose. And what are you motherfuckers going to do if he appeals and he wins? So, it was what it was. They got the verdict they did. I wouldn't be shocked if BLM did something illegal to coerce them into doing it. Or that fucking Max... And by the way, that Maxine Waters cup will be brought up in appeal. So, I have no tears to give. I was ambivalent one way or the other. Again, I even said I didn't watch the trial, but from what I know of it, George Floyd died from a fentanyl overdose. I thought he'd get manslaughter. I was shocked he got murder too. Anyway, I still think most of these charges get ripped out on appeal. So anyway, that wraps up this one because I gotta go grill. I'm just waiting for when Black Lives Matter comes apart at the seams because it's coming. You have the leader of that little old group, one of the co-founders, buying multi-million-dollar properties plural, and everybody's wondering where the fuck did the money come from? Where did all that money that Black Lives Matter raised go to? Oh, that's right, nothing. It went to nothing. So, I don't know. I expect tomorrow. Maybe nothing will burn. I don't fucking know. If a bunch of Black Asshole Matters people come around my neighborhood, they're getting shot. And as far as I'm concerned, if I was a Minneapolis cop after this verdict, I'd quit. At that moment, I would quit. Right now, the verdict was read, 5 minutes ago? I'd already be heading home. What's the point of being a cop at this point? Why? Because you gunned down some fucking young thug, but because he's black and you're white, you're somehow guilty of murder, according to these cocksuckers. Anyway. That wraps up this one. I'll see everyone later. Okay. As the title says, we're going to be taking my political compass test today, and I think I'm going to move this up here for it. So I'm up here now. Moving on up to the east side. But the last time I actually finished this, I was slight right libertarian, so let's see if I've actually changed over the years. If economic globalism is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interest of transnational corporations. I guess agree, but slightly. I mean, normally corporations want to serve the interests of humanity because those are their customers. Without them, they have nothing. I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. Strongly disagree. If my country is wrong, then it was wrong. And it must make amends for that. No one chooses his or her country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Strongly disagree. I am very proud to be an American. As proud as one can be of that fact. But I'm still proud of it. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Strongly disagree. We're all human. We're all the same. And that goes for everyone whining about reparations. Shut the fuck up. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I'm going to disagree with this one. Because no, the enemy of my enemy is not my friend. It's just right now where he's the lesser of two evils. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. Agree. Especially since who the fuck can stop us? And it's a war. There has never been a war that has been fought with the gloves on. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. I actually agree. Next page. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. I'm going to disagree with it, but only in the slightest sense. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. I agree. Strongly agree. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. I begrudgingly agree. From each according to his ability to each according to his needs is a fundamentally good idea. Strongly disagree. The freer the market, the freer the people. Strongly agree. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. I disagree. There's a market for it. They want it. Let them have it. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. Strongly disagree. Land's a commodity just like water's a commodity. Sorry, tough shit. It's regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Disagree. If you can make your money by trading between currencies, good on you. It's legal. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. I actually agree with that. The only social responsibility of a customer of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. I actually agree. I mean, I somewhat disagree, but I actually somewhat agree. Yeah, at the end of the day, that's why they invested in you. No shit. The rich are too highly taxed. I agree. Because they also use the least amount of government. I mean, I'm sorry, but a super rich dude is using zero government. The poor single mom is using every government assistant program she can get her fucking hands on. Yet she pays nothing. He pays half of his income in taxes. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. I agree. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Believe it or not, I agree. You can't lie. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. Now, normally the free market would destroy the monopolies by itself. But I actually slightly agree with this. I think we should have some sort of restriction. I don't know what to tell you, Alan. I'm not hammered. Abortion when the woman's life is not threatened should always be illegal. Strongly disagree. I've had 3 debates on the topic. All authority should be questioned. Agree. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Disagree slightly. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museum that cannot survive on a commercial basis. Strongly agree. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. Strongly agree. People have their rights, but it's better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. All people have their rights, but it's better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. I'm going to disagree with that one. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Fuck it, I guess I agree. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Strongly agree. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Agree. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. Now, this is where they get vague. What schooling? Is it high school or is it college? I guess I'm going to agree, but slightly. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. God, I wish there was like a no opinion one. I guess I'm going to disagree. I almost want to click agree. I mean, I'm sorry, but if they can't take care of themselves, how the fuck are they going to take care of the child? But if they are pregnant and blah, 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 the most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. I agree slightly. There are no savage and civilized peoples, there are only different cultures. Strongly disagree. Throwing a guy from a roof simply because he's gay is pretty fucking savage. And no, some cultures are better than others. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. Strongly agree. When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. Disagree. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. I strongly disagree with that. What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for us all. Well, the successful corporations want to sell us products. I guess I slightly disagree. No broadcasting institution, however independent, its content should receive public funding. Let me read. No broadcasting institution, however independent, its content should receive public funding. Strongly agree. Fuck PBS. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. Agree. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system. You know, unfortunately, I have to agree with it because, yeah, dictatorship is a little bit quicker than, people having freedom. So I guess I'm going to have to agree to that. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Strongly disagree. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. Strongly agree. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. Disagree. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. Strongly disagree. Art is what you make of it. And if you find enough people that like your shit, then more power fucking to you. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. I don't think it should be a rehab clinic. I want them to suffer at least a bit as punishment for crime. But I also don't want them to reoffend. I guess I will slightly agree. I'd like a little bit more punishment than rehab. I want both, but it's prison. You had to knowingly break a pretty big law to get there. It is a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. I strongly agree. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Okay, this is the problem with questions like this. If the writer and artists are financially viable, then they are a business person. Their business is their stories or their art. And they are their own manufacturer. So they're kind of the same thing. This is my problem with this. So, I don't really know how to answer this question. Because, again, if they're financially viable, the writer and the artist are the business person and the manufacturer rolled into one. Their business is writing or art, and their products are their writing and art. Now, I know some artists and writers don't view their writing or art as products. I have news for you. It fucking is. But I'm going to go with probably the general sense and have to agree. Very slightly, though, because I'm going with the writer and artist that typically make no money. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. I guess I'm going to disagree with that. Even though most mothers, when they have a kid, don't return to work, or at least working full time. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries. Strongly disagree. Those developing countries had specifically modified seeds to grow in their areas, and Greenpeace had them scared off. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. Disagree. Astrology accurately explains many things. Strongly disagree. You cannot be moral without being religious. Strongly disagree. Charity is better than Social Security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. I disagree, but somewhat slightly. I don't think you'd have enough charity. See, one of the things is they like, well, charities will pick up the rest. Like when I got into it with the Dark Conservatarian, he kept bringing up charities. It's like, dude, there's not going to be enough money. You know, our taxes will go through the roof. Some people are naturally unlucky. As I don't believe in luck, I have to strongly disagree. It is important that my child's schools instills religious values. Strongly disagree. Sex outside of marriage is usually immoral. Strongly disagree. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from child adoption. Strongly agree. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. Strongly agree. What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. Strongly agree. No one can feel naturally homosexual Strongly disagree. Look at Milo Yiannopoulos. These days, openness about sex has gone too far, and I strongly disagree with that. Now let's see where I stand. Blah 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 blah. Okay, where am I? Am I with Hitler or okay? I'm economic 3.5. I guess again, I've swung a little further right, but that's me. That's where I am. All right, let's get to the video proper. Guys who don't eat pussy.
So, I've narrowed it down to 3 characteristics that all these guys have to have at least one of.
Oh, good to know. Couldn't just be that the girl won't suck dick, so why should I eat her pussy?
So, the number 1 characteristic that all dudes who don't eat pussy have is the fact that they themselves are a pussy. I guess it makes sense that they wouldn't, take part in cannibalism, but...
Okay, I gotta disagree here because... isn't it like the beta bitch cuck, mentality? Of it's all about her pleasure, not mine.
If you don't eat your girl's pussy. Now, being a pussy and being insecure comes hand in hand. And of course, everybody's insecure, but when it comes to eating pussy, you gotta...
I'm not insecure, just speaking for myself, but whatever.
let that go, especially if you expect your girl to suck your dick. And if your girl is sucking your dick and you're not eating her pussy, there's something extremely fucking wrong there.
What if she likes being a sub? That means that, yeah, she'd suck your dick and you wouldn't eat her pussy, but that's what she likes. She likes being the submissive partner.
If you expect a girl to suck your dick and you're not going to eat her pussy, you're either fucking ignorant as fuck, sexist, or just straight up fucking dumb. And if you...
Or, again, she could like being the sub.
But I do think that there are times when people cheat because their partner is not giving them what they want. So...
look, you could be the greatest dick sucker on the planet. Your guy's still gonna cheat on you. You could be the greatest pussy eater on the planet, and cheaters cheat because that's just who and what they are. Again, I don't know how much of this comes down to, oh, my girl won't suck my dick, so I'm gonna cheat on her and find a girl that will.
Therefore, if you suck your man's dick, he's less likely to cheat. Just as if you lick your girl's badge, she is less likely to cheat. Okay?
I would love to know what the fuck you base that on.
Now, the third characteristic of guys who don't eat pussy could be that you're gay. Believe me, I have 100...
What? So, you don't want to eat a girl's pussy, and that must mean you want a cock in your mouth. Okay.
% nothing against gay people. My older brother is gay. I'm bisexual. I have a million gay friends. I love the gays. But it breaks my heart to know
Why the fuck did you get your cheeks pierced, if I might ask?
That there are so many people out there who are in such fear to come out that they will force themselves into straight relationships, making themselves and their partner miserable. And it's really a terrible thing. So...
Doesn't a gay person just not want anything to do? Isn't that like one of the telltale signs, like your partner is not into sex? Like him not putting his dick in vagina?
If you have no desire to eat your girl's pussy, I want you to sit back and reevaluate your sexuality, because
Okay, so obviously, by the same token, if a girl has no desire to suck a man's dick, then she must sit back and reevaluate her own life. And oh my god, what?
most likely
Couldn't it? Isn't it possible they could just be fucking prudes? Isn't that possible? That they're straight, but they're just fucking prudes.
you're just sticking your dick in her vagina and pretending it's a butthole because you're really gay. And I'm sorry to say, but, you know, let the girl go and let her be happy, because you're fucking her over.
Again, could it not just be? Could it not just possibly be that you're both fucking prudes?
And yourself. Now, just like I said in the Girls Who Don't Suck Dick video, there is plenty of information on how to eat pussy. So if you're afraid and you're scared...
Oh, God, yeah, of course. Just watch fucking porn. Alright, I'll get to the end of this.
You can watch videos.
Again, I got no problem eating pussy because, I like, a dick sucking. But, and also, a lot of bisexual people do settle into the role of either gay or straight, too. You weren't aware of that. Alright, that ends this one. Alright, this is a Patreon video. Naked yoga class helps women feel empowered. Why do I think this is going to be super cringy? But hot.
So I'm Rosie Reese, and I'm 30 years old from WA. And
can you put the camera a little lower?
I teach naked yoga.
Okay, are you sure this is not just a pack of lesbians?
Feels like she wants to keep.
So is this just like a yoga class, or is this just like a goddamn lesbian orgy waiting to happen? Which again, hot.
The yoga class is taught by candlelight, so it's really dim lit. It's very.
Once again, is this a yoga class or the setup to a porno?
And beautiful, and it's very welcoming and inviting for women to want to unveil their bodies. A lot of people ask me, why do you need to take your clothes off?
Oh my god, is this just a lesbian coven thing? I mean, I'm sorry. You guys have rose petals and candles and you're disrobing at some point?
To start to see the imperfections in all these other women, and you see them in yourself and start to love them.
Oh my fucking god, this is retarded.
I get a lot of men reaching out to me asking why am I doing mixed yoga classes. And
I can tell you why. Because if I'm in a room with a bunch of hot bitches and they're naked and they're doing yoga, I'm going to be rock hard.
And the reason is, it's quite simple. I just want to create a space for women to unite and commune. And
also, look, if it is mixed, you are going to get the orgy backlash. Same as if it's a group of men sitting around doing naked yoga. I would say that's the gayest shit ever. I'm sorry, but it's there is this weird lesbian undertone of this.
And heal their body image issues in a really safe, honouring space. It makes me so happy.
But I guess men should be free to create their own space to do naked yoga, but no straight man in his right mind is going to do. Oh my god!
And excited to see the women transform from when they come.
It's just like, hey Bob, catch that Bears game last night? No, Carl, I was at my naked yoga class with my other yoga male mates. Waiters galore.
And the women turn up very nervous and anxious and full of fear and sort of.
But also, what do you do if you have like a lesbian there? Like, I get the idea, men, most men are attracted to women, but what do you do if, and most women are attracted to men, so you're going to have a space where, there's no sexual attraction, but what do you do about a lesbian or a bi girl who is literally starts to have a frothing pussy.
Sedation, and then they leave just totally liberated and expanded and not wanting to put on any clothes afterwards.
Hot, I guess. Oh, fuck. Alright, I'm out. Hopefully this video doesn't get a fucking strike. Still... Oh my god, I'm sorry, but it's the dumbest shit ever. Holy shit. I didn't want to make this. I really didn't want to make this. Then I was on Anthony Brian Logain's video. He gave a commentary to it, and I just had to make it. Now, this is the kids' cartoon show from PBS, Arthur. But now apparently Arthur, which is a cartoon show aimed for kids roughly between the ages of 3 and 7, they're going to talk about racism. Why do kids need to know this? That young? Like 9, 10, okay, they can get the concept of racism, but that young, they oh, God. And also, it's Arthur. It's a bunch of talking animals. There aren't different races of animals. There's different species, but there's not different races. A white bunny doesn't think any one thing one way or the other when it looks at a brown furred bunny, except I want to fuck it. Anyway, let's get to the mockery. Something.
Arthur? And now? Hey, Buster. Did you see that video? Yeah, I just watched it. It was awful. I can't...
Why are kids this young watching videos of racial injustice? Also, what happened in the video? I'm not going to go look for the entire episode. Is this commenting on George Floyd or Emmett Till?
I can't believe someone would be hurt like that just because they're black. Racism is so unfair.
You're anthropomorphic animals! And yes, sometimes, every so often, you will find out a situation where a group of white people hurt a person just because they were black. But I'd say for the last 70 or 80 odd years, it hasn't been that big of a deal. It's extremely rare. Normally, the person that hurts a black person is also black. If it's any consolation, normally if a white person gets hurt, it's usually by a white person.
No one should ever judge someone by the color of their skin. But how could it...
Oh, really? Oh, God, yes.
...happen here, in Elwood City, right outside the Sugar Bowl?
I don't know. Apparently Elwood City is a secret meeting place of the Klan.
Oh, Buster, it happens everywhere. I was talking to Mrs. Mc...
No, it doesn't. The problem is the activists that run this show find racism in boxes of children's cereal, like Corn Pops. Everybody remember that controversy a few years ago? Yeah, a bunch of these activist idiots said it was the cereal was racist. Why? Because a slightly darker shade of yellow, Corn Pop, which was probably a printing mistake, was the janitor. And they construed this to mean racism. Okay, if you're going to teach kids about racism, there's another important lesson you have to learn.
Grady the other day, she said there's a really long history of black people not being treated fairly in this country. It has to stop.
It did! In the 60s!
We have to do something. Yeah!
What are you going to do? Outside of tell whoever your artist is to finish the lines around your face?
Hello, boys. I'm so glad you reached out to me. Yes, I saw the video, too.
So is she supposed to be the old, wise black lady in this?
And let me tell you, it made my blood boil.
Me too! It also made me scared.
Okay. Oh, this is infuriating. But let's just push on before I explode.
I mean, this happened in our neighborhood.
It is scary, Buster. But you should know that a lot of grown-ups are fighting racism and working hard to keep us all safe.
Yeah, and burning down the city to do it.
Why does this keep happening, Mrs. McGrady?
Well, racism is like a disease. If you don't treat it, it's just going to get worse.
Yeah, except just one problem, Mrs. McGrady. The racism can go the other way, too. Racism just doesn't affect black people, you idiot.
Wait, if racism...
How about just stop? How about the fact that this video is racist by telling small black children that might be watching this that no matter what you do, you're a victim, don't bother trying, because racism will come for you.
All of us. It's not enough to just say, I'm not racist. It's not my problem.
That's pretty much all that's required.
We have to actively fight against racism. As my friend John Lewis once said, if you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, you have a moral obligation to do something about it.
So...
Okay, I'm going to explode here in a minute.
Teachers,
what can we do?
Don't be afraid to ask questions. We all have a lot to learn about this issue. Also, listen. Listen to people who have experienced racism firsthand. Imagine what it would be like if it happened to you or someone you love. And finally, act. When you see or hear of someone being treated unfairly, stand up for them. Say something. It might be scary, but I guarantee you it's better for everyone. And it's the right thing to do.
Okay, I can't. Okay, if you want to bring this issue up to kids, here's another issue you can do. It's called tell them to look for evidence. You can't just sit there and say that if somebody says something racist happened to them, like the clerk at Starbucks was racist to them. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm going to need a little bit of evidence to back up the claim. If somebody says they didn't get a job because of racism, I'm sorry. I'm going to need some evidence to back up the claim, like who were the other applicants? What salary were they asking for? Oh, I didn't get an apartment because of racism. Okay, can I take a look at your credit history? See, this is the thing. Just because somebody says they had a racist thing happen to them, or they said I experienced racism, doesn't actually mean they experienced racism. Okay, I'm sorry, your good word ain't enough. If you want to teach kids this lesson, fine, but you should also tell them to look for evidence of it actually having to do with the person's race and not 10,000 other reasons. Like I don't know what happened in this particular article. What, did somebody get thrown out of a restaurant? Okay, if the only reason they weren't served was because they were, let's say, black, you have a point for racism. But what if the party left out was the fact that he had bounced 4 checks at the restaurant and then wanted to pay with a check? For me to believe that things like systemic racism exist, you need to provide evidence of the systemic racism, and you can't keep going back to Jim fucking Crow. That ended a long time ago. The sad truth of the matter is that black people, and these are not my words, these are the words of a lot of black YouTubers, there is nothing systemically holding them back. It's just they make horrible life choices. Sorry, but in this country, if you work hard and you stay on the right side of the law, do a few other things, you'll be all right. I mean, does this show not remember? 4 years ago, had this guy in office, Barack Hussein Obama. I'm sorry, this isn't like a black guy named like Ed Smith. And this supposedly systemically racist country elected this motherfucker not once, but twice. So, where's the glass ceiling exactly?
Wow!
And also, you're never going to get rid of racism. It has existed in humanity, be it right, be it wrong, since humanity existed. It's just the way it is. Hell, the animals are racist. Dolphins kill porpoises. Just because. And finally, you do know that, again, I want to reiterate this point because I hate this point. White people can experience racism too. K.
You